Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vincent Johnson. I'm with WeSee USA, and I am a technician. And also, I'm going to take you guys through a safety course today on pry bar safety. Bigger picture is the OSHA standard 1910.242. That covers all hand tools, portable power tools. But today we're going to break it down for pry bar safety and procedures. All right, so going over the purpose and objectives of the class today. Today, we're going to conduct a company-wide training on pry bars, proper use and selection of a pry bar, inspections, risk controls put in place to mitigate those risks, the company procedures in inspections, reportable injuries. And we're going to go over a quick demonstration and evaluations with those demonstrations. And we're going to wrap it up with questions and a conclusion to summarize everything up here at the end. All right, so who here already knows everything there is to know about pry bars? What they are, what the use is, proper tool for the proper application. I mean, somebody out there knows it all, right? Of course, Dave. There's always a Dave that knows it all. So we'll call him Mr. Know-It-All today. All right, so what is a pry bar, guys? And its advantages. So pry bar is a hand tool made out of heavy iron with one end forged into a wedge. So this uses the lever aspect, so minimal effort for maximum force applied. So using a lever, right? So here's a pry bar, as you can see today. So using this here, this little angle acts as your fulcrum. So the longer the lever part where you apply your force, this force here is the force applied, giving you maximum output in your effort. So that's kind of how a pry bar works, and we'll dig into it here just a little bit deeper. All right, what are the different kinds of pry bars? So there's a lot of them out there, guys. We have the alignment pry bar, cat's claw, diggers, flat pry bar, the gooseneck pry bar, heavy duty, molding, rolled head, and tanker's bar. As a mechanic and technician here at the company, we're going to be more or less using the alignment bar, the rolled head pry bar, the tanker's bar, which I have a picture of the digger's bar, but the tanker bar looks very similar to that. And then just a small picture of mechanics pry bars that are very similar to the alignment bar. And this here in my demonstration is a mechanics pry bar. All right, so proper tool, proper procedures for the job. So pretty much just taking and knowing what you need for the job. So we're not going to use our smallest little pry bar for a gigantic application, right? A big application, we're going to use a big bar. Small applications, we're going to use little bars. Let's say in the aspect of pulling an injector out of a diesel engine, we're going to use the rolled head pry bar so we can get proper use out of the force that we're applying, and the rolled head will lift the injector right out for us, right? So, and it's small enough so it's not going to damage any other components around us, and we're going to keep ourselves safe. So inspection, guys. So inspecting the tools before use. What's the proper way to do it? And what are we looking for? So when we're inspecting our pry bars here, we're going to be looking for cracks, breaks, chips, and other defects. As you can see in the picture there, that is the end, the wedged end, broken off on a pry bar. Something you guys got to look out for. You know, it's just hardened iron here and steel, and you know, enough force will break these components. All right, so incidences and controls put in place to mitigate these instances. Who here says it ain't gonna happen to me? Just about everybody. Everybody says it ain't gonna happen to me. You know, nothing can happen to me. I'm invincible until something actually happens to them. So, you know, today we're gonna go over the controls we could put in place to prevent strains, you know, from really pulling on a pry bar hard. Slips that can occur. So when you're pulling on a pry bar, right, this might slip. therefore, resulting in cuts, scrapes, fractures even, and all the way to serious injuries if not using the pry bar correctly. So preventions and controls we can do. Obviously, choosing the proper tool for the job. It's very, very important, guys. Proper inspection, right? We're going to go over proper inspection. We're going to be looking at our tool, making sure it's ready to use for the job, all right? Proper PE. We're going to use eye protection, proper eye protection, gloves, and the company hands out gloves that have the nice pads on here. So if you do encounter a slip, the pads will protect you from cutting your hands or any kind of lacerations. And using the 15-second rule. So we learned about this in a video prior. 15-second rule, just really thinking to yourselves is, do I have the proper tool for the job? Did I do my inspection? Do I have the proper PE on? Does it feel right? And doing this job, and if it feels right, am I going to make it home to my family tonight? Just taking 15 seconds before using the tool and, applying that at the application that you're using it for. Just take the time and think about it, guys. So company-wide procedures on the tools here. So we're going to conduct daily inspections as techs before we use our tools, right? We're going to look at our tools over really well, make sure that they are ready for us to use. And the company has a procedure set in place that quarterly, every 4 months, our supervisor is going to visually inspect our tools as well. This, really gives a hands-on approach as a supervisor. See your tools and make sure, we're not just getting by. If we're just getting by, the company, we'll step in and make sure we get the proper tool for the job. All right. So mechanics, if you're struggling, you got broken tools. Let's say you've even ground down your wedged end here that you broke, so it stays wedged, but you ground it down using the grinder. We can get you another tool. We don't need to just get by. All right. Proper tool for the job. We need to stop injuries and things from happening. Reporting. So PPE for everybody. Before you use the job, the company gives you gloves, gives you eye protection. We got long sleeves, we got hard hats, we got everything, guys. So if you're not wearing the proper PE, that's just not acceptable. We give you what we need. We protect you guys. Just wearing it and getting the job done so you can go home to your family safely, right? So reporting any tool deficiency. So like we just talked about, if you find a deficiency in your tool, let your supervisor know. And let's not use our, deficient tool to get the job done. Nothing's more important than you guys, right? So our number one resource as the company is you. So your tools, we can replace the tools. We can't replace you. So let your supervisor know that your tool is broken and we can get you another tool, or we can find somebody who has a tool that can help you out. So, and if you do come across an injury, first thing you do, let your supervisor know about your injury. And then we're going to take that up to HR, and we're going to let you know, we're going to find out if it's OSHA recordable. We're going to go through the proper procedures, make sure you're safe, make sure if you need medical attention, we can get you medical attention. And, just making sure we're going to report these and we're going to put them out, on our safety blog, which, we're not going to mention you by name, but we're just going to bring it out so this doesn't happen again in the future, so we can mitigate, injuries from happening in the future. So that's the main thing about reporting all injuries, guys. So take the time, if you do injure yourself, I sure hope it don't happen to you, but, let us know and we'll make sure that we get the right controls put in place so this thing don't happen again. And one of the most important things about our company is bring your ideas to the table. You guys are out there every single day as technicians, using these tools, finding, little weird ins and outs of how to make things better. So bring your ideas to the table. This is the only way we can make our company safety procedures better. So you guys are out there every single day. We would love to hear ideas, making the safety program better and going forward from here. So, let your supervisor know, and if you have a great idea, we can implement it in our safety program. All right, so we're going to go over proper inspection, use. We're going to go a quick demonstration, and then we're going to do our evaluation. So, guys, we're going to put on our PPE, safety glasses. Going to use our nice padded gloves as mechanics as well. And we're going to grab our pry bar here, and we're going to inspect it before we use it. So, we got to check the handle secure, checking for cracks, breaks, making sure our wedged end is nice. Like I said, this one's beat up pretty good, but it is still intact and everything looks good on it. So when using a pry bar, let's say we want our pry bar, we're going to use this angled end as our fulcrum, right? And we're going to pry down and away. So we're trying not to make sure nothing's behind us. We're not prying towards our face or right towards our body. We want to stand just away from our body. So that way, if it does slip, because it slips do happen, we're not cracking ourselves in our head and we're not, prying towards something and slipping and jamming our fingers into, materials as well. So using our proper PE, thinking about the situation, what could happen when using the pry bar is very important before we're using it as well. So getting our body set up in the right position, and obviously, getting the right pry bar for the job. This pry bar right here, be perfect just for a little pull. Getting something out. So make sure we're using the right pry bar for the job, and that's a quick demonstration. I'll show you guys here the evaluation that we'll be doing today. So evaluation, the instructor is going to evaluate on how, you choosing the proper bar for the application, your PPE selection, your inspection, proper use, pulling it, not towards our face, not pushing it right into, a problem area, and explaining the company guidelines for our safety program, reported injuries, and so on. So that's a quick evaluation sheet that we're going to be going over, and we're going to break out into teams and go do this evaluation. All right, now that we're back from our evaluations, who here has any questions? Any questions? All right. And what did we learn today? So we learned our conducting our company-wide training on pry bars. We use proper selection of our pry bars, proper applications for the pry bars as well. We went over how to properly inspect our tools, the risks that are involved with using a pry bar, and the controls we have in place to mitigate all those risks. We went over the company procedures as well, reporting injuries and making our safety program better. And we did demonstrations as well. And the main thing, guys, here, according to OSHA, we've had 3 OSHA reportable incidences using pry bars since 2018. And, these are things that can be stopped. Our program is zero is possible. So, using these steps here put in place, and using this for all hand tools and portable power tools, using the safety program, checking them over, using proper PE, reporting anything, deficiencies and injuries that happen. That's very important, guys. We like to mitigate these risks to complete zero. It is possible. We believe it's possible. And with your help, we can definitely get there. Here are some of the sources we use today: Spec Ops training for special tools, United States Department of Labor, and our safety manual. Before you guys leave, make sure you grab a copy of the slides I have set in back there, as well as outline of the paper, written paper of this slideshow. Therefore, you can reflect on it in different ways during your free time, and make sure we have all the knowledge we need to use pry bar safely in the right way, proper PE, and mitigating all risk involved with using a pry bar. So thank you so much, guys, and I appreciate you coming to my safety class today. And stay safe out there, guys. Thank you.